there was also quite a lot of other things that has happened on this trip with the van that have gone wrong. It's actually pretty funny because the van has kind of become an entirely new van. We've had to chop first of all, we've had to chop the propane hose into like probably 3 or 4 times in different countries, and kind of it's kind of a hybrid hose now of sorts. It is multifunctioning in different countries. Say that again.
This one screws in
inside this.
Yeah.
And
this one is on the outside. Okay. So if you need to change, you cut the hose, you thread the hose here, put the clamp on, okay, and you're good to go on the other bottle. But go to the gas place, say you have this, and they'll help. And there is we call it the coffin, and it's this giant gearbox that's attached on the back of my van. And I use it for snowboard, skis, skateboard. It's supposed to be surfboard, but my surfboard's too big now. Just anything I can fit back there, tools. And everyone calls it the coffin. And it's kind of funny because we called it the coffin when we built it. My ex built it for me. And people here call it the coffin without me even referencing that originally. So it's just universally known as the coffin. But it was supposed to be a gift, but it ended up kind of being a nightmare. 17, and my trip hasn't even started. Go on. What? It looks like. Oh, it's the top. What did customs do to my box? Okay. Defend. Okay. Do we need caulk? No, we need. I don't know what's it called.
Glue?
Yeah.
I have glue. And because it stopped my back door, it was too heavy and it stopped my back door from being able to open. So we had to go inside and find the cord the mechanism that kind of opened the back door of the van. And attach this long cord and kind of, you have to climb over the bed and kind of open it.
Why? Stop. See? Pretty. It's pretty. Interesting.
I've seen prettier. It's terrible. But to be able to do that, we had to lift more weight off the back. So we had to attach ratchet straps, and we had to do that in Germany.
Ja, die sind alle alleine. Alles gut.
There's so many things. I thought my tires are G3 Toyo Ice tires, and I got them specifically for this trip, and I was told that they do really good even without studs. And I was also told that you're not supposed to stud them once you drive on them, and I was told that after I had gotten to Europe and I'd
already driven on them a little bit, because I had to drive the van to the place I was shipping it, and then I had to drive it from Germany to Norway, and that was the place where it's legal to stud them, because it's not legal in Germany or Denmark, I believe. And so by the time I got here, most companies wouldn't stud them. So I was like, and I had made my friend in Fosca, who's my shipping address while I'm here, offered to stud them for me. So I was like, okay, I can make it to Fosca, which is already in the Arctic Circle. So I was like, okay, I can make it there in the middle of winter without studs. And on the pass between Mo i Rana and Fosca, which is the pass basically entering the Arctic Circle, I I didn't get enough momentum, and my van basically just slid backwards down the entire pass. And then I kind of slid it diagonal into a bank, so it stopped doing that. And I tried to put on, I was like, okay, I have chains. So, and I couldn't go forwards. I could only go backwards, obviously. So I put the chains behind me, and I went over them, like, as one would do. And when I tried to put the chains on, I realized that I had brought my old Subaru chains. So they're way too small for my van. And I was like, fantastic. So then I had to kind of bounce off the ice on the side barriers of the highway and kind of diagonally, like, as long as I got to the middle, because they were in the process of sanding the other side of the highway. So as long as I got enough momentum to get grip on the front, to get the front wheels on the other side of the highway, because I was kind of at a diagonal, then I could kind of spin around and go back down the pass, which I managed to do. And this mechanic watched the entire thing, and he's the one that invited me to his shop and said that he would stud me up. And I spent the night at his shop, and we made food. He focused a diesel heater on my van. Then I left my door open, slept there. It was awesome. We drove together over the pass with my new studs to make sure I'd make it. It was great. And then he only partially studded, he did it for free. He partially studded each of my tires, so my friend in Fosca would finish the job. It was my cheapest option.
It's lite på. What does this? So you can do is to take the tension off the tensioner and pull the belt off, and then you have to wiggle all these wheels and feel which one has the bearing. Let's go.
Okay.
And then we can take that wheel and see if we can replace the bearing inside that wheel, because this is quite an unusual car and quite an unusual engine in this country.
Okay, bring the bearing here.
Bring the whole wheel.
Okay, take the wheel off.
The wheel off.
The serpentine belt?
Yes, off with the serpentine belt. Find out which wheel is making noise. Could be the alternator, could be the water pump, but find out what's making the noise. Bring the wheel here, and I might have a bearer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The propane situation, basically everywhere I drove, I was trying to find adapters to make my American propane tank work in Europe, and it just kind of, like, nothing actually attached. And then when I tried to, like, turn the inches system to the metric system, everyone told me basically it was impossible because the systems weren't convertible, and the way my hose was built on the interior of the van, like, there was no way to convert that, because if you converted the outer, the inner was still Americanized. Look at it. And every shop I went to basically told me the same thing, and so I was basically screwed with this American tank. And then someone sent me to this RV shop, and none of them spoke English, and I was like, okay. And then I kind of showed them the tank, and then showed them my new little German tank, and then they basically just cut my American tank and then just told me to leave. And I was just like, oh boy. And I had no idea what was going on. Oh shoot. And then they brought me around the corner at the end, and it was just attached, the German tank. And I was like, does it work? And they were like, ooh, like, try it. And I was like, all right. And I tried it, and it turned on, like, the propane was working. So I was like, fuck yeah, you guys.
You must check up branding inside. Yeah, yes.
Look it up.
No.
Oh, no. And they didn't charge me any money. They just told me to post them on my social media, and I did. Not sure how much help it was, but hopefully I can get this running and actually help them.
Yep.
Oh, it's hidden by that panel, the wires.
Maybe you could use a bigger bit instead of it. Sånn.
I don't want them to get up. You film, and I'll give it to them.
Bro's about to break my windshield. And hopefully... Jesus Christ. If you break my headlight, I will kill you. He gave me fucking black. Kill me. Yita! Yita! Now!